goes. Okay, we're on your business there. So what I was really interested in is a little bit about how the Widveys got into Sterling.
Oh, yeah, the Widveys moved up there in 1927.
Oh,
And
where from?
north of Menominee,
Hmm.
farm out there, about 20 miles. And they were looking for land of their own. And they found some cheap enough on the Sand Barrens.
Is that the piece right on the corner there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And was that
And then
that was open then?
we had 20 acres there.
Uh-huh.
And then later on, my dad picked up 3 other lots, 10-acre lots, on tax delinquency.
Mm-hmm.
And so they
Is
we
that
had more pasture for cattle
the Sunny Acres?
in the 7
Spot
acres.
there, yeah.
It's in the
Yeah.
second row. That's where I have my place now.
Oh, that's still part of that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. It's got a pole barn up there.
So now, your dad was in World War One.
Yeah.
Did he ever tell you anything about it?
Well, he was on the west coast, and they harvested cedar trees or spruce for airplane propellers.
Oh,
And he was really in the signal corps before the Air Corps was started.
Hmm.
And
so they used the soldiers to do that, huh?
yeah,
Oh. So then he didn't have to go into the battle? or
no, he
anything,
was
no?
out there all the time. He was in.
Uh-huh. Yeah, was he in like a year or something, maybe? Or?
About, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, did his parents then live over there by Menominee, was it?
Yeah, north of Menominee, about 20 miles.
And what were their names?
Widvey.
But I mean,
also.
do you remember their first name?
Oh, my grandfather was P.A. Widvey,
Oh,
and he was a pastor of a church, country
Oh.
church up there.
huh. Uh-huh.
And
And okay, that's your grandfather, right?
yeah,
So how many children, did he have a bunch, or did you have
He had-
some uncles and aunts?
he had 5 children.
Oh.
My dad only had 2.
Mm-hmm. And your dad was the only one that moved over here to Sterling?
Yeah,
The rest stayed over in the...
the others were scattered all over the country.
Oh, uh-huh.
A couple of them moved to South Dakota, and some of them stayed in the area there.
Mhm. So 1927, that was before the Depression.
Yeah,
So, and your dad, I know he was the town
he
clerk
was
for
town
years.
clerk for many years,
Yeah,
and he was on the school board
yeah.
for many years.
And helped with the cemetery, clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he used to go up to the cemetery with his scythe and cut the grass before Memorial Day.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I've never found any records from the township. The township kept it until like 1938,
Yeah,
and then they cemetery society
Mhm,
started, and your
yeah.
dad was involved in getting that started too.
uh-huh.
And I guess they thought maybe the town wasn't doing this good enough
Well,
job or something.
Yeah, I don't think they were.
Mm-hmm. But so we have one old map that's on a window curtain that Donna Blair has
Uh-huh.
that's kind of a little bit falling apart, but we thought maybe your dad had made that because
Yeah.
there was some thing that they were going to do that, and then
Mhm.
that's sort of our original records. See, I'm in
Uh-huh.
charge of, well, I'm one of the people
Yeah, I
on the
don't know
cemetery
where
board.
they got their idea for it. To
Yeah. Well,
put it down.
I've always thought there must have been some records the town kept,
They must have
but I've
had,
never
yeah.
found them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so okay, so when you moved out there, you were born in Sterling
I
then?
was born up in Kinney, Minnesota.
Oh,
They lived up there for a few years.
oh. And so,
Homesteaded, I guess.
uh-huh. Then in 27 they moved to the Wolf Creek
Yeah.
area, yeah. And so let's see, now you had been born in 22 then, so
Yeah.
you're about 5.
Yeah, I was 5 years
Yeah.
old.
So then did you go to Wolf Creek School?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember any of your teachers by any chance?
Pardon?
Any of your teachers' names?
Well, let's see. My first teacher was Florence Johnson, I believe.
That way I can see if
And
it's...
then the second one was Marjorie Young. And it was Agnes Erickson. I think
Mm.
that's there. And then, let's see, what was Olson? I can't think of her first name now.
Was that a 2-room school?
Yes,
See, the school burned down in I think it was, they said 1922, so you went to the
Yeah.
new one.
well, it says 22 on the
Yeah,
building.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to the brand new,
Brand new
School.
school. I didn't know it was that new, of course.
do you remember if they had like electricity yet? Or
Oh, no.
no?
We used the gas
Gas lights?
gasoline, you pump it up.
Yeah, and then they had, because when I was going to school there in the 50s, those old gas lantern lights were still up in the up in the attic part of it.
Mhm.
They might still be there for all I know.
It could be.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You went to the Best Lakes.
Well, I went to Wolf Creek. Our
Oh.
district, we were out on the edge of the district, so
Oh, I
Floyd
see.
Harris ran a station wagon bus, and so we went to Wolf Creek until it closed, and then
Oh,
Cushing. But yeah, my older brother, graduated from 8th grade from Wolf Creek. Back
Oh,
when 8th grade graduation was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, when you were quite young when you did you get drafted into World
No,
War?
I volunteered. I knew I'd be drafted anyway, so I had a chance to volunteer. So I went in the Air Corps.
Air Corps. So do you remember what year you went in?
41,
41?
Yeah.
And then how long were you in?
a little over 3 years,
Oh,
till December 45.
so the war was about over then, huh?
Oh yeah, it was over.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff did you do in the Air Corps?
I was ordnance man.
What
We
is that?
worked with bombs
Oh,
and ammunition.
that the planes carried, huh?
Our department in the company took care of the bomb dump and took care of ammunition supplies
So where was that at?
all over.
In the
Well,
U.S.
I mean, we started out in the Fiji Islands,
Oh,
and then we worked up through to the Solomon Islands, and then the Dutch Indies, and
uh-huh.
then on to Philippines, and then by the time the war was over.
Oh, so you were out in Asia then.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's after me. They don't get too many
I
calls.
feel bad.
I put my glasses on to see what it says. Hello? Yes. Tomorrow at 9:30. Thank you for calling. I would have forgot. Yeah, bye. That's shut it off now. Anyway, so I got a dentist appointment. I don't try to remember those. So then, when you finished up, where were you at?
In the Philippines.
Philippines?
And we came home from there.
Did they just let you out then, or did you have some more
We
stuff?
had to wait quite a while for a ship.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so we were there till Thanksgiving time almost.
So
We were on board ship by the time
Uh-huh.
of Thanksgiving Day.
So then
Yeah.
you would have been at airports mostly then?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh. And then you helped get the planes ready for their...
yeah.
Oh.
Our organization took care of an airport, so
Mm.
the ordnance took care of the bombs and the armors and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Each section did something else. So we ran the tower and took care of any repair work.
So did anybody from the area end up in the same place where you were?
Well, from the same
Well, yeah, just
Wisconsin
in,
area,
or
yeah.
whatever, yeah.
There were quite a few Wisconsin boys.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We had reunions for quite a few years
Mm-hmm.
up till it was disbanded about 4 years ago. There weren't enough of them
Never.
able to go.
Yeah. I have an uncle, my mom's brother, Archie. Mom was adopted, but he was her real brother. And he's, I think, 95 or 6, and he was in World War II.
Yeah.
He said there's hardly anybody left of the World War II veterans anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now tell me about when your dad was in Wolf Creek area. He farmed some then
A
too.
little bit, yeah.
Uh-huh. And then
He was disabled, so he
oh,
wasn't able to.
what had happened?
He contacted TB
Oh,
from where he was working. He was in the water a lot.
was that in the war? You mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot to
Yeah.
ask.
They had to work down by the docks and tie logs into big bundles for shipping.
Okay, these are those spruce logs.
Yeah.
They were.
So they shipped them by water then.
Oh, float them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sort of like on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, did he get a military pension at all?
A small pension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never gave too much.
No.
No. Yeah. And then I know he died relatively young, didn't he?
Yeah, he was only 59.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. See, my grandparents and mom had the store in Wolf Creek for a
Yeah.
while, and
Mhm.
so they were acquainted pretty much around. Yeah. So let's see here. I forgot what I was going to. Okay, your mother's name was,
Annie,
and her maiden
she
name.
was Score, and they settled in around that Menominee area.
What nationality is
Norse.
it? Norse.
North,
So
Norwegian.
Widvey sounds a little different.
That's Norwegian also.
Oh, it is, uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, it's with mine Hanson, it's more clear that it's
Yeah.
Scandinavian. Yeah, yeah. So now let's after the war, what did you do?
Well, for a while we built a house in Cushing.
Yeah, you had said that. Yeah, that's still there, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I drive by it once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked in a feed mill in St. Croix for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I applied for veterans allowance to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Dunwoody
Oh.
and took up painting and decorating. I worked at that quite a few years, so until I came over here and worked in a marina. So I was still painting, but it was a different kind of
Yeah.
painting.
So the kind of painting and decorating, what kind of stuff was that?
Well, that's house painting,
House painting and then
in and out,
oh, in and out too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
wallpapering and so
Sure.
on.
Yeah. So now I should ask you, what do you attribute your long life to?
I really don't know. The
See-
Lord's good to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, one of the doctors I used to know, I asked him, well, how do you get to be old? And he said, well, you have to pick parents that are old, live to be old.
Yeah.
But yours didn't.
Most of my grandparents lived till about 70 something. My one grandfather was 83.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the growing up in the 1920s in Wolf Creek, what do you remember was in Wolf Creek to go do or see?
I'm trying to think. I did
See
a
what
lot
the
of
mill was the mill still there yet?
the which?
That mill that ground feed or something like that.
Oh,
There was a old mill, England and Monte
oh,
Mill.
down by the dam.
Yeah, down by the dam. Yeah,
I don't remember that being there. The dam was still there.
yeah,
That's all I remember.
yeah. I think that they took that down somewhere in the 20s. The
I was
mill.
confused by what the paper said because I couldn't remember the building
Oh,
being there at all.
yeah. Well, the pictures you get, they usually see like there's a 1908 picture that has it,
Uh-huh.
and then I think I saw in a newspaper clipping somewhere in the 1920s they took it, the mill building down.
Yeah.
There was one mill wheel still sitting down south of the bridge along the creek,
Yeah.
and that got moved out now. The guy who owned the land moved it
Oh.
up to his yard.
all
Trumbull.
all the mill wheels and all that was just in the back of the house we lived in there for a while.
Oh,
They rented over winter. Folks rented that building.
was it right on the creek?
It had been a hotel originally,
So whereabouts would that have been?
right down by the creek,
On
on this side,
the
on the north side.
north side of the creek,
Yeah,
on the east or west side of
on
the
the
bridge?
west side.
West. Oh, right down in there.
I think there's somebody built there.
Yeah, there's a
now.
house now.
Yeah.
When I went to school in Wolf Creek, of course, we explored all that area. There
Yeah.
was some signs of some buildings down there, and there was that old
Uh-huh.
wheel down in a bunch
Yeah.
of brush with kind of a little foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, did they have a store? Did Birmingham's have the store then?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Merritt's had a store too for a while before the tavern.
Did they turn that store into a tavern then?
Yeah.
I suppose that was after the Prohibition.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly when, but
yeah. I got a picture or two of that we put in the Wolf Creek book, I think, of the bar that the Merritt's at. I can't remember the name of it, but
uh-huh.
did they have a blacksmith there when you were there?
There was no blacksmith anymore, but he
Uh-huh.
had been on the corridor where our house was, right down by the road, because we used to find pieces of iron in the
Oh.
ground when we tilled the garden.
So is that, you mean like south of your house, where you lived?
Yeah, it'd be south of where our house stood,
Okay,
right on the corner.
okay. There was a house there, I think Wickman or somebody like that. Well, when I was going to school at Wolf Creek, there was an old house.
Goose,
That was their Lagoo house, yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
on the other side of the road.
Yeah, but
where
the
it was.
blacksmith was on your side?
Yeah,
How far, right at the corner, you think?
yeah,
Oh, huh.
yeah.
I would-
We used to find, I found an old padlock And I had that for a long time until I threw it away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know there was different blacksmiths in town. In the stuff, they tried a few things. They tried a creamery, but that was pretty early.
Yeah.
And they tried a cheese factory, and they said that it was mostly booming when the people were working on the dam, because that was 1890s,
Yeah.
around 1889, 90, because they had so many people living there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a book in the museum, I think it was from 1909 to 1911, these store records for a store in Wolf Creek, who bought and who sold and who had credit and all this stuff. It's kind of interesting. But yeah. So your neighbors then, when you were down at Wolf Creek, who were the neighbors that lived around you?
Lagoos, like I said.
They still had
lived
that place?
right across the road.
Was that Joe Lagoo?
Yeah.
Okay, and Mandy, I guess?
Yeah, Joe and Mandy.
Uh-huh.
And up the road was Lewis,
Oh, Ben Lewis?
Ben Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was no one beyond there. And there were some vacant houses up there, but nobody lived there.
Mm-hmm. So, when you were out there, Walter Dahl had said that there was quite a few vacant houses out on the Barrens too. When they
there
moved
was
in.
still some of them there.
Yeah.
When we used to chase around on all those roads,
Sure.
blueberry picking and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The Barrens was settled pretty heavily in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
Then it got emptied,
Yeah.
and then there was a bunch of Iowa folks that came up around 1900, or the Bernizers and the
Yeah.
Carneses and those, like my grandma's family.
Yeah.
And then that kind of left out, and then the Depression got a few more people back in there
Yeah.
again. Yeah. And now it's pretty well built up out there.
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
folks.
quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I've got about 5 neighbors there,
Mm-hmm.
right close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's an interesting area. My grandpa Eugene and Nettie, they had a farm in Barron, but anyway, they had a big debt against it because their house had burned down, and they built a new one. And then the Depression hit, and the bank wanted them to do something, and so they sold and then moved out
Yeah.
on the Barrens there for a few years. Yeah.
Yeah, there are quite a few of the Hansons out there.
Yeah, my dad trapped on the river, and
Yeah.
Grandpa had a sawmill out there, and
Mm-hmm.
some of his brothers tried it, but they, being farmers, they thought, well, that sand is just not quite it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not land for farming.
Yeah.
The first ones that cleared it, they got by because
Mhm.
there's new ground.
Yeah,
And all those sands started blowing around.
yeah, yeah. So,
That's where they got the name the Barrens.
yeah, it's Alan Swenson was telling me, he said that they had so much of it bare in fields out there that it really did blow pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you remember ever going across on Nevers Dam?
No, and it wasn't open for the public.
Yeah. That's what Grandpa said too, that
Yeah.
it was not really, they didn't think it was very good for driving across, but if you knew somebody, maybe you could get across on it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, usually in the winter they'd cross on the ice.
whereabouts?
People used to go over to Sunrise.
Oh, and then drive across there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wishing the ferry would redevelop.
Yeah. See, in about 1909, Nettie Carnes, Grandma, like Eugene's wife,
Yeah.
their family moved out. Were out there already, and they weren't doing too well out in the
Yeah.
Barrens, and so they started taking over the ferry. And Grandma and her brother ran it for 1 year, and
Yeah.
then he died. And then the other Grandma's a brother, I guess, Clarence
Yeah.
Carnes.
Uh-huh.
They ran it for a few years, and then they rented it to somebody, and then it floated down the river, I guess.
Oh.
And they didn't pull it back out again.
Mhm.
But yeah, that made it so you could go into Minnesota and back easy
Yeah.
without having to go way down to St. Croix or Grantsburg. Yeah,
Yeah, all the way to Grantsburg.
yeah.
Yeah, they need something there.
Well, it makes it so you just don't go over the other side anymore. You just
Yeah.
don't go there because it's yeah. So did you ever go then to Sunrise to do some shopping or something, or?
Yeah, we used to shop in St. Croix, Cushing, and mostly in Cushing.
Cushing, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course you lived there then.
Yeah.
So how long did you live in Cushing?
we moved over there in, let's see, 47 maybe? I don't remember
Mhm.
exactly.
So
Right.
Cushing was a pretty thriving town then, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we keep
Yeah,
losing
they had
it.
the creamery and blacksmith, the
Yeah,
bank,
yeah. And
post office,
Co-op
two
grocery,
stores,
yeah.
two
And,
grocery stores,
hardware,
hardware.
yeah. And a dealer, implement dealer and stuff,
Mhm.
or a tractor dealer. And Harold had the Chev dealership, but
Yeah,
yeah, pretty nice town. We lost the bank last year, so
you lost the bank?
bank, Grantsburg and St. Cushing both closed.
Oh,
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah,
that's bad.
yeah. So it's, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the I like the history of that area. It's so interesting because at first was that river road with the old logging, you know,
Mhm.
all the stuff
Yeah.
that went up through there, and the early settlements like Wolf Creek and that, and it's quite
Mhm.
interesting to. And I recently, well, a couple of years ago, I volunteered to be on the cemetery board,
Mhm.
and so I'm now what they call the sexton, which just
Oh,
means
uh-huh.
that if somebody's got questions
Yeah.
or wants to find something or
Right.
look up something in the records, I try to
Mhm.
do that, and it's kind of a interesting. In the cemetery, the first grave, as best we can tell, is 1857, and
Mhm.
so that's pretty far back.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was the first burial wasn't in the first grave, but it's in lot 2, and it was Monty, or Monty's wife maybe, or something like that.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and they were early settlers too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I remember Walter Monty.
Oh yeah.
He still lived down there
Uh-huh.
by the creek.
Yeah, yeah. When my dad first was trying to find a farm in about 41, I think, they were out at Barron, and he had rented his dad's farm. Anyway, they were going to look for a farm over here because Grandpa wanted to sell the one in Barron,
Yeah.
and one of them that was for sale was what they called the Monty place.
Mhm.
And he said he looked at that, and then the one up where John Nelson lived, where
Yeah.
we bought, he looked at that and he said the one of them had really good pasture, even though it was a hillier and heck, and the other one was nice and flat, but it didn't have very good pasture.
Oh.
And so he decided he'd take the hill.
And then I discovered that it's not deep enough, so it had all the padding is too much, so when I
Oh.
pulled it up, it doesn't
Won't go
close
up.
far enough,
Huh.
so I got to add on a couple of
Inches
inches.
onto it, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you stay over sometimes?
Well, I stay over at Memorial Day like
Mm-hmm.
the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2 years I've done that.
So now you get somebody to drive you up there, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So do you have a way to get to Memorial Day so we don't miss you at the
They,
picnic?
they come back.
Oh, they come back? Okay, you tell them that they're
Separately.
having a birthday party for you. So,
Yeah,
so when actually is your birthday?
27th of June.
Oh, so we're going to be a little bit early.
It's a month
But
early.
we'll then have a second party at the Old Settlers Picnic. We've decided to have it this year, but we'll wait, and if COVID gets really bad or something,
Oh.
then we might not do it. But we're going to have it, and it's whatever the Father's Day, the Sunday after Father's Day. So we'll have 2 birthday parties for you.
I'll
Up there in
have 2
Sterling.
down here.
Oh, well, there you go.
I won't be able to forget it.
Yeah, well, that's pretty
But then
special.
I look at, I went to a funeral this Saturday. My cousin, Phyllis, was 100 years old, and she died on her birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So they had a memorial service for her.
Yeah, well, you got to watch out for that. Some people, when they turn 100, they say, "Okay, that's enough."
Yeah. No, I don't care. I leave it, let the Lord decide what
Sure.
He wants me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's nice to be able to get older without having to have somebody, in a nursing home or something like that. So
Yeah, I gotta stay out of there.
yeah, well, it's nice to be independent. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I put my name in a couple of places, so
Uh-huh.
decide when I have to quit.
Yeah.
I do my own cooking yet.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Are you a pretty good cook?
Question mark.
Yeah. Actually,
Adequate.
yeah. Well, that's all that matters. Yeah. I'm going after this afternoon. I'm driving over to the cities. I got a friend in a nursing home there from Grantsburg. He wasn't from this area, but I got to know him over the last 20 years, and he was living on his own in a house in Grantsburg, and he fell, and anyway, his kids said, well, it's not safe to be here, so he went into a nursing home, and he just sort of gave up. He's at 94, but he just sort of gave up. He decided, I guess that's the end of my life, and And so then today, his daughter said, well, he hasn't woke up for a couple days now, and this is about the end. And I saw him last week, and he was he said, well, I'm about done for. He said, my physical self is not working, but he said, my brain's okay, but he said he thought it was anyway, so. But, yeah. He said, well, he didn't mind dying either. He said, his physical condition had gotten too poor, so. My grandmother, Nettie Hansen, made it to 100, and then my dad's aunt that stayed with him, Dina Paulson, Paulson made it to 100. My mom always thought she was going to make it to 100, but she didn't.
She didn't quite make it.
No, 90, just before she turned 92. But she was at home, so, and Marvin, my older brother, called her every morning about 8, and he called and there was nobody answered it, so then he called me. I happened to be up here, and so we went over, and she was just like she was sleeping, just had died overnight sleeping, so, and she was on her own up to then too, so that works.
Yeah, my wife is sort of out of it for the last month or so.
No, she died quite a few years ago, didn't she?
It's 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
What happened? What was her
Well, she
illness?
had a multiple of
Yeah.
neuropathy and asthma. And I don't remember what else. She fought off cancer a few years before that. It was clear that it probably took a toll of her, I think.
Sure. So your wife's name was
Alberta.
Alberta. What was her last name?
Thaldorf. Good old German name.
Yeah, yes. And where was she from then?
Fountain City,
Oh,
downriver.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you meet her?
She met her through my sister.
Oh,
They taught at the same school.
okay, and your sister's name was
Sybil.
Sybil. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, she was a teacher.
They were
then,
both teaching at Bedford at the
too.
time.
Yeah. So now, did she get married, Sybil? Was Sybil married?
No, she
Okay.
never married.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Later I figured out that she lost her beau in the World War II. I'm not
Oh.
sure of it,
Oh,
but when we cleared her apartment out, there was a huge picture of him.
oh, of him, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that war business. Yeah. So I'll ask you now about some people I knew. You said that Ben Lewis and Rose, or no, not Rose.
Rose.
Ellen was his wife,
yeah,
and then Rose and
Robert.
Robert lived nearby.
Yeah.
They somehow my grandparents and that knew him from. I don't know if it was
They were from
Barron area
Barron
too, yeah,
area.
because I think that they were out here too,
yeah,
and they knew him before they moved out
yeah.
here. Yeah, yeah. And then on the river road, when you first remember, if you came out of Wolf Creek, let's pick the names of the people on the east side of the road. Okay. There wouldn't have been anybody for a ways, right?
Well, you got Fisk.
But that's going south, right?
going south.
Okay. Fisk's.
Oh,
No, that's okay. Let's
What
go
do you
south.
mean?
Yeah, no, let's go south. Okay,
Well-
Fisk's are right on the corner there,
Yeah.
and across the road might have been some Fisk's once,
Yeah, well, they owned land, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
and then the church was there.
And then Walter Dahl, his
Right,
parents.
Walter, yeah.
And then who was down there?
Well, I think that's where the Blairs were.
Yeah, and
Russell Blair. But,
Hurley.
well, it seemed like at one time it was Agason and Nick, but those may have been before
Oh,
you
that's
moved.
before, yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't remember now the next ones. I was visiting with, I think it was Chuck Blair was telling me who was there before.
I can't remember anybody else. I think Hurley's lived there.
And nobody
the
was,
First I remember.
yeah, nobody lived on the west side of the
No.
road.
There's still nobody
Yeah,
there.
and so
Well,
then you went on down the river road. About the
Mm.
first place was maybe where Gene had moved in for a while.
yeah,
Yeah, and then there was,
Nevers Dam, of course.
yeah,
They
and
had
then
a crew there for quite a few years.
so there was a crew there yet when you were around.
Hmm?
There was still, they weren't logging though when you were here.
No, but they kept the dam to
Oh, okay.
control the water for
Yeah.
the dam in St. Croix.
You know, they said that warped somewhere before it washed out, so it wouldn't all work anymore. The
Yeah.
last few years, I think.
I remember when I was a kid, we went down and watched them. They were rebuilding a lot of the dam.
Oh,
And it's when I first saw a chainsaw,
Hmm.
but it was operated with air. They had an
Air.
air compressor up on shore,
Huh.
and then they could work in the water with it.
oh, huh. And so they were rebuilding some of the.
Yeah,
It was all
they
wood. I
had
see.
timbers.
Yeah.
Some had washed out, I guess,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
replaced them.
Yeah. Then and they, as I understood, they opened it up in the late afternoon so it would get down to St. Croix, and by rush or time people came home from the city or
Oh.
from work or something. Seemed like I heard that, but
Oh.
I don't know.
That I didn't know.
So Edwin Erickson was one of the last people working down there as
Yeah.
the night.
Joe
Roger-
LeGoux used
Joe
to
LeGoux.
work there.
Yeah, and then there was a Rogers or two.
Jim Rogers, yeah.
So was he as big as they said?
What?
Jim Rogers was supposed to be a wrestler once upon a time.
That could be, yeah.
He was pretty
a
big
huge man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then, okay, so then as you went down the river, there was the Spangler place.
Yeah.
But there was also this lady who thought there was buried treasure on the hillside there.
Oh,
Who was that?
I never.
Well, anyway, lived somewhere down past Jean's. That
Oh,
she was always, she could see, the spirits would tell her that there was
Oh.
there was gold or something, treasure buried in the
Oh.
hillside. But Jean was telling us. Well, then there was a guy, Joe Arnold, who had a place.
yeah, I don't know just where their place was.
Mhm.
It was up on the ledge there.
Yeah, wasn't too many people along there, was there?
No,
No. Maybe you know something about. See, do you know where Jean and Nettie had that place? It's
Yeah.
where Dwayne Larson
Yeah.
built a newer house. Well, Jean said that, or Dad said that Jean said that before Joe Legoo died, he would come down on about Memorial Day time and park in the yard, walk the ridge down to just about where the road goes up the hill south of it.
yeah.
And then there was a burial place that he'd put something there for some of his Indian ancestors.
Oh,
You never heard anything about that, or?
I heard there were mounds up on the hill,
Oh,
weren't there?
I don't know. I was just, yeah.
Seems like I read it in one of these papers.
Well, I know that when we went, Margot and I walked up there about 20 years ago,
Mhm.
and to the top of that ridge, anyways, just close to where that road goes east, but and there was still a wood box up there that looked like it'd been like 60, 80 years old with a little bit of shingling. It was like a coffin box, but it's kind of like what the Indians
Oh,
put on their graves over by Balsam Lake or wherever they have those cemeteries.
yeah,
And we thought, well, I wondered if that was actually something Joe
yeah.
had put in for his relatives.
I don't know, maybe.
Were there any? Joe Legoo, I believe his daughter said he was about a fourth Native American, but she said you didn't know for sure because people exaggerated it in those days.
I always thought he was quarter Indian.
Yeah, that's what I think that
Yeah.
his
His
daughter.
mother was half.
Oh,
I think that was it.
Mhm. Yeah, there was 6 of those boys. I think it
Yeah.
was 6. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So were they about your age or?
Well, let's see, Alice and Levi were still, but Mary too.
Yeah.
Mary was a couple of years older than me,
Uh-huh.
and Alice was a year older, I think.
Uh-huh.
And Levi was, they called him John later,
Hmm.
after the war.
Huh.
He was in the army, he was John. He'd been Levi all
Yeah.
the time.
Huh.
But anyway, he was about 3 years younger.
Mm. And then there was, who was Buck Legoo? What was his name?
Buck, Andy.
Andy. Okay.
Yeah, they all had nicknames.
Yeah.
Buck and Hay and what was the other one?
I had a couple of pictures I think I put in one of the books that we did, and it was pretty interesting. There was one with little kids, and then one with them sort of in their 20s maybe or
Yeah.
something like that. The boys are in the Wolf Creek Cemetery, and I think all of them were in World War II.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see. Elbin maybe wasn't. I don't
Alvin,
know.
that sounds
He had
right.
a family, I think, by that time.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I don't remember. Now I'm going to go from Wolf Creek going north on the River Road. So
Okay.
on the west side of the road, there was nobody until the corner, was there? Way up at
Nobody.
where John Edwards had a place later.
Edwards was on the east side.
Yeah, east side. So I'm
Yeah.
on the east side of the. Oh, and Joneses were up there, weren't they? On the south side of that road, where Edwards is on one part of the corner. That wasn't Joe Jones on the other.
Yeah, and
That was when I remember, though.
on
Yeah,
50.
yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
one on each side, yeah.
So is that the only two on the east
And then
side?
Wheeler lived in that one on the north side later.
On the north side?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't remember his first name.
Well, there was Phil or Dennis or
I can't
I don't
remember.
remember.
Uh,
Okay, so
Then
now I'll go on the.
Mac Force was the
Oh
next
yeah, Mac
one.
Forest.
And then there were Clark's, where had been Olson farm, I think, originally.
Yeah,
Uh,
for a little.
With the cow on the silo.
Yeah.
I
Was
wish
there
they'd
cow
paint that in again.
Oh, my for a while, my uncle Ralph Hazelhone lived there.
Uh-huh.
His wife was my dad's sister, but there was just a few years they lived there, and then
There was nobody till you got up to Town Hall Corner.
well, there was the Ericksons, where
Yeah,
Emil
there was,
Erickson, Emil Erickson had to play. Well, he lived there when I was a kid, but there was a big old house there. That's the Lyle and Marlene Jan lived there now. That's a trailer house, but there was a house just where the one you said was like Clark. The next place up, okay, there's that little cemetery, but then there
Yeah.
was a next place, and that one had a big old house, two-story
I
house
can't
too.
remember that.
Well, I remember the two Erickson boys, Edward and Edsel, came from that place. But there was so many people moved around during the Depression and
Yeah.
that people kind of came and went.
Edwin lived right across from the Town Hall.
Well, Edwin, but Emil was the brother that had the
Yeah.
place for at least
Oh,
a few years. He
I
had it
can't
there.
remember that.
Yeah.
I know he lived up in that area. But
Okay. Well, now we'll go on we'll take the road up from on the west side from Wolf Creek. There's the cemetery, and then there was the Lagoon place at the corner. Now let's turn and go out west. So you were on the north side there.
yeah,
And then, was there anybody on the corner when you were there?
there's nobody up. We're all the way around that whole corner.
Out to the place where David
Yeah.
Saver ended up?
There were some people from River Falls that had a cabin in next to us,
Oh.
between us and Ben Lewis.
Oh yeah, Lewis was there, yeah.
They had 10 acres.
Yeah.
They used to come up in the summer, stay in the summer, and go back to
You don't remember their name?
was
It doesn't matter.
mental block again.
I can actually find those because I can look on the old plat books,
Yeah,
things and that. Okay, so then you went around the corner, and then you went on out west, and see, there was a bunch of places early on out there.
yeah,
But David Saver, when I was there, he had bought that place in the 40s, I think.
yeah. Before you got there, it was there were two places. There was William Henry.
Oh,
place.
that's the one they called Old Henry, the kids did.
He had dug into the hillside
Uh-huh.
and built his house. And then there was Digby
Oh, okay.
was next to him. Then there wasn't anybody.
Well, there was...
Much later on the north side, I can't remember who built in there, but Joe Lagoon moved out there
Oh.
for a while.
See, there was I think Louis Schwartz was out there for a little while, wasn't he?
That could be.
There was several of these sort of small places that bachelors or somebody kind of, when we were going to school every day, I took the bus out to Floyd's in the 50s.
Harry Thompson,
Harry?
that was in the row right in front of, between what my dad had.
Oh,
He had 20, and then there was that 10 acres, and then my dad had the one on the corner, and the one in between. Perry Thompson.
Harry Thompson. Huh?
They had a little log cabin.
So did any of those other Sunny Acres, is it Sunny Acres is what it was called? They had quite a bunch of those lots. And
There was, now names kind of
yeah, well,
haven't thought about it for a long
Yeah.
time.
well, some of the things people came and went.
Yeah.
I was looking at during the Depression, and the farm that we were on there, where Dad ended up buying, they'd have different renters come and go,
Yeah.
you know, and it was sort of like you'd try to rent it for a year, and if you made it, you could make a payment so you could get it another
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
And if you didn't, you had to find another place.
Yeah.
So it was kind of difficult. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now there was nobody then. We'll go back to the river road and continue north, and there was along the river road all the way up to the Evergreen Avenue corner there at the town hall.
yeah.
There was nobody on the west side of the road.
I don't think there was. No,
I can't remember.
no.
Yeah.
Now even there's places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, then if we go north of that, that's where my uncle Morris bought a place that was part of the Rogers, originally the Rogers,
Oh,
and Grandpa bought the Merritt, where, it had been last
The-
one was
The
Leon Merritt.
Rogers place was down by the lake, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think you just see the tops of the buildings
yeah.
from the road.
The all that's left there is a little hole in the ground and some lilacs on the
Mhm.
lake thing, and then the oars. But see, there was Bernizer. The Bernizers came up around
Yeah.
1903 or 4, and Ellery had the top of the hill on the east side, just
Yeah.
past the lake, and then a little bit on the west side, where Sam Burton ended up there. I think that was Eli Bernizer, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember for that farther north.
There was one on the, which one was on the ridge?
That was Ellery Bernizer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ellery's. See, in the
I really
cemetery.
didn't know them. I
Well,
just knew
we
the
lived
name.
right next to Bert Bernizer,
Yeah,
one of the several. There was like 5 brothers, of which maybe 4.
yeah,
Ellery, Eli, Bert,
yeah.
and maybe George Bernizer are all
Oh.
buried in the Wolf Creek Cemetery. And those were, and then one brother stayed in Iowa, where they all came from.
Mhm.
They came from the same area that the Carneses came from, Grandma's family, Dunkerton, Iowa, a little bitty area down there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like 5 or 6, well, there was Hazel, there was Bernizer, Carnes, Brown, I don't know, there's like half a dozen families
Oh,
came
yeah.
from there. And then a little further over in Iowa, about the same time, Mischlers and a few others came up.
Doolittle's came
Doolittle's
from down
came, yeah.
that way.
Yeah, I was talking to Dwayne before he passed away, and he
Uh-huh.
said, well, one of the Doolittles, Ralph's brother, came up here, and then
Mhm.
he died relatively young, and then Ralph moved up and lived in this area,
Oh,
and it kind of helped out with the family until they were, well, whatever. But yeah, there was the Bert had just said that they couldn't afford land in Iowa. They had this nice big flat black soil and everything, and so they were looking for some place to go. And then the Baker Land and Title, or maybe Cushing, whatever it was, said,
yeah, he advertised wide.
yeah, and that cheap farmland,
Yeah.
flat, all ready to go. And so he said we bought some in the wintertime when we looked at these big flat fields and thought, well, that's it.
Yeah,
He said then when we realized it was sand, it wasn't quite so spectacular. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. If you get enough moisture, you could grow crops and sand. But
Yeah, my dad, see, Grandpa ended up, well, he was about retired, Eugene, when he bought that sand, the Merritt farm on Wolf Creek, just north of the town hall. And if you put a lot of fertilizer, like manure on it, and you didn't, and the moisture was enough, you could do okay. And
Yeah.
they farm it now and do pretty good, but they have they really fertilize and they don't
Yeah.
have a weed in it because they spray everything.
Sure.
When Grandpa Eugene had bought it, he said out in the field south of where Lloyd Hansen had the place there, there was one spot in this yellow kind of sickly corn that was just beautiful, tall, twice as tall and green and everything. And he said, I have to figure out why that is. And it turned out that Leon Merritt had taken the manure spreader and it must have broke down, and so he shoveled it all off in one spot. He said, so if you put a whole manure spreader
Yeah.
load in about this big, you'd have
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.